Welcome, everybody, to a fun and fabulous Friday. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and this is Ignite Humanity Live. I hope you're here to be talking about humanity and learning some of the ways that you can make a difference in humanity. We're super excited to talk to you and share ways that you can ignite humanity in your life. And why not? Every single one of us should be concerned and interested on how we can make a difference in humanity. And it starts with each and every one of us. And what I love to do is bring guests on the show that share with you things that they have done in their life and have helped them step into a greater version of themselves. And often that unfolds due to an ignite moment, something that transpired them to awaken, to decide that they were going to do something different in their lives. And ultimately that difference was going to ignite others. And that, folks, is the ripple effect that creates what I love to call igniting humanity. We each have the ability to do that. We all can inspire one another. And it starts with our own personal growth, our own development, awakening to the consciousness of what's possible in us. And that makes it interesting for other people to say, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. If he can do it, I can get there. And that, folks, is truly going to ignite humanity. Well, it's Friday. We love to talk about connections and how to build connections and how to create connections. And I'm delighted to have on my show somebody that I've made a great connection with. Miss Butta B-Rocka is an accomplished serial entrepreneur and has a diverse portfolio in the entertainment industry, encompassing roles such as executive film producer, director, screenwriter, actress, playwright, and internationally acclaimed recording artist and songwriter. She's also achieved recognition as a 3-time best-selling author and serves as the host of the Transparency Talks podcast. As the CEO and founder of BBR Media Group and BBR Indie Films Festival, as well as the nonprofit organization Artists Rock the Mic Foundation, Butta has consistently demonstrated her ability to transcend market and geographical boundaries in her pursuits. Butta holds the philosophy that changing direction isn't failure, it's an opportunity for growth, reflecting on dynamic approaches to both her career and personal development. She is surely igniting humanity with her devotion to lives and inspiring others. Let's welcome her to the show. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Fantastic, and so blessed to have you here. Thank you for showing up. We are truly honored to have your presence, and I love what you're doing. Talk a little bit right out of the gate about this whole thing about your desire to wake up and inspire the mic and drop the mic and do all the things around artists who are doing things with the microphone. I love that.
Thank you. Artists Rock the Mic is motivating individuals in the community. And I started my nonprofit organization because I really wanted to be able to help people. I work with a lot of college homeless students. I was approached by a young lady at one of my shows who was homeless, but she went to Kennesaw State. And she was telling me that she was there on a scholarship. And so I was confused by the fact that she was homeless. And I found out that she was couch hopping. She was also going to the gym to take showers and eating out of the lunchroom cafeteria's trash can. And they ended up putting a note and locked the trash can saying, please don't eat out of this because you can get sick. And they gave her a bag of food and everything. And I was confused on how do you have a scholarship, but you're homeless? And I found out that it covered her schooling, but it didn't cover her room and board. It didn't cover her food. And so I already do shows anyway. And so my idea was, well, if I'm already doing concerts, it's nothing for me to throw concerts and ask my friends to come aboard to help with this epidemic problem that we have. And so that's how I started initially helping humanity.
What I love about that is a lot of people could turn away from a situation like that. Not my problem, not concerned, not going to get involved. And you did the opposite, which is really the essence of the show is we all have the ability to help humanity, even if it's just one person. You making a difference in her life, I'm sure, has had massive proportions exponentially because she will now go out and make a difference in someone else's life. So I'm so grateful that you do that. Talk a little bit about how sometimes artists need a little bit of help. They need a little support. I'm sure when you were starting your career as an artist, there was that need, that wantingness to have mentors and people pulling you forward.
Absolutely. as an artist, you definitely need the support, especially as an indie artist. As a major artist, you have the backing from the labels, you have the backing from the people because you are very popular. So you can get the support from everyone. As an indie artist, it's a lot harder to stand out amongst the crowd and to get that crowd participation and to get that support that you really need. Those 99-cent streams that we get, you're only getting 6 cents
Mm.
of the 99 cents. So when we have our concerts affect us more because that's really the only way we're really getting paid. So when we're posting, hey, show up, come and support my show. It's only $10 to come. It's only $20 to come. It really matters to indie artists because that is the way we pay our bills. When we get called for concerts and different private affairs and things like that. I was just talking about this yesterday on an interview, and they was asking how can people support indie artists. Most people, well, not most people, some people will have concerts or have events and they'll pay the caterer, they'll pay to get the building, they'll pay for all of these things, and then when it comes to entertainment, they don't think that they should pay as much, or you can do
Mm.
me this favor, can you just do 1 or 2 songs, just do a set. And that's the way we pay our bills as well. So we need the support just as much as the majors.
I love that you say that because you're right. A lot of people do put value on different things. And our art, our talent, our creative genius, the thing that we want to express, it really is an important piece of humanity. And I think many of us have had our creative side or artistic side sometimes a little bit squelched. Can you talk about maybe in your life how maybe there were people that didn't think that this was for you, or maybe said you should have do something different, or maybe they guided you in a different direction? And it's when you like you performing, folks, if you don't know, please check out Butta B, because her performance, her singing, the things that she does, phenomenal. You are in your genius. And I think for me, that is the truth of humanity. Like we all should be doing our powerful gifts.
Absolutely. Well, I want to actually shift it to my film because I had the
Ooh.
support from my music side. I started singing music when I was professionally when I was 13 years old, started getting paid to sing and everything. And then by the age 15, I moved to Atlanta and was working with Bobby Brown's camp and working with Usher and with AJ Alexander, who was my co-manager at the time, who he's the one that actually got Usher his deal. So the music side, I had the support. It was more so when I transitioned it also into film that people was like, okay, I've never seen you do a film, so I'm not going to give you funding because I've never seen you do this. um,
Mm.
yeah, that was really crazy. And I mean, to a degree, I understand because they've never seen me create a film. They've never seen me write a film or direct a film or anything. So it was kind of hard for them to envision because, when God gives you the vision and the dream, that's for you. And sometimes
Mm.
other people don't understand it because it's not their dream. So I understood that. But I had so many people trying to, well, just sell the script. Don't even put the money into doing the film. You don't have to do that. Had I listened, or another thing that was said to me is they kept trying to tell me, we can only get your film on Tubi, or we can only get it on 2 or 3 platforms. Had I listened, I never would have had my film produced. It never would have now been on. I'm currently on 26 streaming platforms. I ended up getting 6 different distribution offers, and it's doing really good. And had I listened to the naysayers that because their vision wasn't my vision and they couldn't see where I was trying to go, I wouldn't have did the film.
Congratulations for that success. And I love that story because many of it, you're right, like we have the vision of what we want and it's in us. God gives us that gift. I always say, what you want wants you. So you're the person that was chosen to produce this film and create that and make a difference in humanity. That's a really good lesson to share with one another. You did use the word transition. Let's talk a little bit about that, transitioning from one thing. We're not just all one flat piece of paper with one idea. There's many opportunities we have. And you and I were talking before the show about transitioning and pivoting and making that shift towards what you're really great at. Share a little bit about that, because people are watching and they're like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know the steps. I don't even know where to get started.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, I have been in the music industry for so long. I ended up leaving corporate in 2007, and I have literally toured the world. I've worked with from Janet Jackson, Akon, TLC, Usher, Collector Soul, Zach Brown, Nas, all of these people, right? I've done all of these things. And I had a pivoting moment when I injured myself in a rehearsal. I ended
Mm.
up torn meniscus, torn ACL, dislocated my shoulder, my knee had popped. And I fell, and that caused me to have surgery. That surgery, they could not tell based off of the MRI what the problem was. Well, they knew what the problem was. They just didn't know if it was a full tear or if it was a partial tear. A partial tear meant that it was only going to be a 6-week recovery time. A full tear meant it was going to be a year recovery. So 2019, that was my awakening, because it was only music, music, music for me until I fell. And when I fell, it was actually, I woke up to them telling me that it was going to be a full year. They couldn't even give me crutches because my shoulder was also dislocated. So,
Ah,
right, I had to walk with a walker for 3 months, 2 months with a cane, physical therapy for three times a week for an entire year just to get back out there. But it actually was Les Brown who called me on the phone when I got home from the surgery, because he was checking up on me. And he says, I know that this may look like a setback, but this is a setup for something greater. And at the time, I didn't understand it. I cried, fell asleep. And I believe that you got to ignite, and you got to put the right things in your mind. So I listened to Joel Osteen and some other motivational, speakers and stuff like that. So had that on repeat, and I had to make a decision in that moment. Was I going to stay there and say, okay, that's it, because I can't sing, I can't tour again. That's the primarily how we make our money. And at that time, my oldest son was in the 12th grade, my youngest son was in the 11th grade. 12th grade, it's the most expensive year. And I didn't have a backup plan. As an entrepreneur, you don't have you don't,
right,
you can't take off and get paid still. It's just so
right.
many things that was going through my mind. But it was something that was birthed within me from that. So many things came out of that. I wrote the book, became an Amazon bestseller in 7 hours. My boys started their magazine, Defiant One's Teen Magazine. We learned from the beginning to where it is now, which is grown big time. And I started the podcast. The podcast was just started out of just something to do, because my idle mind, right?
Right.
And the podcast ended up getting picked up by 6 syndicated stations overseas. I'm in London, Italy, Japan, South Africa, Nigeria, Canada. I'm on iHeart. I just got picked up on Roku. I never would have imagined any of this. And then I decided I wanted to do my own book. I wanted to do my own film.
Mm.
Initially, I was going to do a web series and I wrote 13 episodes until I found out the cost. It's going to cost a lot to be able to produce all of those different ones. So I said, okay,
Right.
I'll have to turn this into a feature film and do the doggone thing. So
Mm. You know what is so great about all of that is you took the hero's journey, because you could have stayed home. You could have said it's all over. You could have gone down the path, the rabbit hole of now what, and it's not going to work, and this happened, all the bad stuff that sort of chatters in our mind. And instead, you decided, okay, it maybe is going to be one foot in front of the other, but I'm going to take those steps towards what I really want. And I think a great lesson for everyone listening is, if you have a dream, go after it. I'm a huge proponent of Mr. Les Brown. I love him, worked with him, did a book with him. When he speaks, you listen. It like speaks to your soul. But folks, if you need that inspiration, take it here from our guests or anything on the show, or go looking for it, because it's the turn of phrase. Would you agree? It's the opportunity to hear something that kind of sparks, ignites in you a new idea, new opportunity. Many of us want it to be all or none, or 0 to 100, and it isn't that. Talk a little bit about the power of the pivot, in the sense that it takes time, And it takes perseverance. There's still mini setbacks in between, but there's also those mini wins.
Yes. The, I was just, I was going to also say to you, I don't want no one to look at me and say, "Oh man, that, she did all of these things and that the road was easy," because the road was not easy. You have, it's the self-talk, that you're dealing with. It's the demons in your mind, that I had to keep fighting off. That's why I said I listened to the Joel Osteen and all the different motivational, because if you don't get your mind right, that's the
Right.
first thing, is making sure that you are ready and that you are mentally ready for this. Because when you injure yourself, or when something completely changes the dynamics of what you are used to, and you really do have to figure out, okay, what are my other strengths and stuff like that, it takes a lot. And I absolutely had those moments where I had some crying days, I had some depression
Right.
and everything, but I just didn't stay there. It was like, what I realized is you have to feel it and then let it go. But
Mm.
some people will try to completely suppress it, or some people will try to just stay there forever. It was like, okay, let me get it out of my system. Okay, you felt it. Okay, you good now. All right, what we gonna do next? And so you have to learn how to pivot. You have to be open to pivoting. I was not open at first. Again, if you would have talked to me back in the day, if you wasn't talking music, we had nothing to talk about. It was music, and I mean, because I said yes to myself, because I pivoted, so many things have opened up. And I'm just at a stage in my life where, I realize life is short. At any moment, something can happen. And so you have to live your life to the fullest. So if I can see it in my mind, that's the blueprint for me. That's the yes to me. And that means I'm just going to go for it. Will I succeed on every single thing I do? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be 10 times farther than where I was. So I'm just going for everything. Like,
Yeah.
really.
And there is that saying, I desire this and or better, because sometimes I always find, like, when you have a vision or an idea, the universe actually even makes it better than you could ever imagine when you stay focused and committed to it. And I love what you said about sitting in the emotion, because it is really important. I actually sometimes will be like, okay, today's my afternoon to wallow, but by tomorrow I'm out of it. But I'm going to take all day today to wallow and be upset and be sad and just sit in that emotion. And when you actually accept and embrace and just really engulf some of those sad feelings, your body will then say, okay, great, thank you, I feel that, and now I'm ready to rock and roll and go after it and do the next thing. It's really, really important, that emotional connection that you make with yourself. I love what you said, really, about going after your dreams, because sometimes in our society, in many societies, we've been told your dream isn't going to make you money. Your dream, you want to get too much attention. People, what are all people going to think? Like, whatever the chatter is, can we talk a little bit about how powerful humanity would be if everybody was really working towards their dream, and there wasn't ambition shaming or dream shaming, where, why are you thinking that way? Why do you want to do that? All of that. We really were supporting each other and uplifting each other in the vision that they have for themselves. What a great place humanity would be if we all could be. We don't have to be achieving it, but we're living in the aspirations towards it. You and I both know it's always the journey, not the end destination. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because you did list a lot of your accomplishments, but I'm sure you can agree it was the process that was so enjoyable.
It definitely was the process. But I will say, I had an amazing support system, a support team. My mom was very critical to everything that I'm doing right now. She installed in me at a very young age, I can do whatever I want in life. You just go for it. So when I told her I wanted to sing, she became my manager. She started making sure that not only do it's good to be able to sing, but you need to know the business behind being in the music business. It's
Right.
music business. And so I had that support system in place from a very young age, which I have also done for my children. So it is, going after your dreams is very important, because just think, if everyone lives in their own truth, how great this world would be. You're going
So
after your dreams. You're doing what you love to do. The world would be a happier place. You would be doing and creating all of these things that you see in your mind, and you would be happy. People will
mhm.
go to jobs that they absolutely hate just to pay their bills. And I mean, I understand you have to pay your bills, but it's not, I'm not gonna say it's not worth, but it's hard to go to a place that you and do something that you don't even enjoy. So I say
Mhm.
that if you do go to a job that makes you happy. Don't go to a job because that's just the first thing you can find. Do something in a path or in a career that's something that you really want to do, or it's in a place that you can level up and continue to grow. You know what I mean?
And don't you find it super rewarding? I mean, you are mega celebrity, mega successful. And would you say, and I'm asking, that a lot of your joy comes from helping others and giving back and supporting others on, helping them on their ascension? I feel like in all the success that I've achieved, one of my most favorite things is helping others and lifting people up and seeing them succeed. It truly is how we're going to create this ripple effect in humanity.
Absolutely. So my film has only been out for 8 months, right? And it takes time for a film to build. You got to continue to market it. You got to let it just grow, right? So in the meantime, one of the things that really struck me that meant so much to me, again, I see myself where I want to be. And so I wanted to see my film on the big screen. I wanted to go into the movie theater, see myself next to the Black Panthers, next to, all these major, major films, right? So I had my premiere there at Studio Movie Grill. Most indie films are done Monday through Thursday, are premiered Monday through Thursday. I wanted the weekend like everybody else. I wanted the biggest room. It sold out. I had, so many amazing people that came out to support me, including Les Brown and some additional people, some executives from BET. Just a lot of people came out to support me.
Hmm.
And one of the things that I really wanted to do was be able to give back. So I started BBR Indie Films, and I started doing short film screenings at Studio Movie Grill, the same location that I was at. It's in a smaller room. It's not that small, but it's in a medium-sized room. And I bring out different people from the film and music industry that are pros in the industry, from investors to attorneys to publicists to distribution companies, all these different people to really tell you what you need to do, your steps along the way to get there a lot quicker than someone that doesn't have any type of direction. It's all
Mhm.
about helping someone else. And people will say to me, well, I mean, dang, you just got your own stuff out there. You should be focusing on that. Well, while that's growing, why can't I
Right,
help other people? Why
right.
not? I have the ability to do it, and I'm going to do it. I have the resources, I have the connections. Why not use my connections to help someone else?
And that, folks, is a recipe for igniting humanity. Tell us the name of the film because everybody wants to know.
It's called Finding the Perfect Guy. It's a romantic comedy, and it is on 26 streaming platforms, including Amazon Prime. It's on Apple TV. It's on Tubi. It's on Reveal. It's on Fubu. It's on a lot of different stations.
Go watch it, folks. Go watch it. Let me shift gears a little bit and ask you, what do you feel is so important right now for humanity? There are surely some young, beautiful girls watching you right now thinking, I want to be just like her. I'm sure there's people and artists and people who are singing, I want to do what she's done. Can you share a little bit about what would inspire them to keep going, to keep persevering, to keep pivoting, and to keep going after it? Because it really is what humanity needs.
I just think that people need to believe in themselves and not give up and not let other people get into your minds and into your heads. Again, your story is completely different from my story. My story is completely different from other people's story. So, God gives everybody a gift and He gives everybody a vision. You have to believe in yourself and know that it can happen. It is possible. So you just have to take one step out the other. I did not know how to do half of the stuff that I did. I jumped and then asked questions later. But
And you were willing to be a student of your own life, but to learn what you needed to learn. I think that's one of the key things about igniting humanity is be a good student of your own life.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I love everything that you have shared. I mean, it really is inspiring because there is opportunities for people to pull you back and knock you down and all kinds of reasons to say, I'm not going to do it. And you are a true inspiration of going after it and doing it. Any last words you want to leave us with, just so that today, Friday, people can end the show, get up and go after it and do something in their lives to ignite humanity?
Absolutely. Just do it. Like it really is that simple. Just do it. Take one step after the other. And I promise you the pieces will come together. Just start.
And I want to say thank you publicly for being a part of what we're doing. Butta B is going to be in Ignite Humanity, our compilation book, sharing her unique and story that has inspired her to want to ignite humanity. I want to say thank you because you and I connected and you said yes, and you just said yes, and you jumped in. And that truly meant a lot to me and just goes to show courageously and compassionately how you are helping humanity really take it to the next level. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, JB, for having me on your show.
All right. Big blessings to you. Hugs and kisses. Have a great weekend. And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Folks, I hope that was informative to you, and just so much so that if you have a dream and you have a desire and something is really passionately percolating within you, that you decide to just put one foot in front of the other, no matter what it takes, and just go after it. I often say you got to be it to become it. And being it is just trying new things, pivoting, like Butta said, trying different things and just really becoming a student of your own life, figuring out how it's going to look, and then ultimately surrounding yourself with people that support you, listening to positive things and feeling inspired in a positive way. Well, if you'd like to be a part of the compilation book that Butta is writing in, please let us know. Go to our website at ignitehumanity.life. We are aiming to make the largest compilation book ever created, 280 authors, all in one book, 880 pages, all talking about ways to ignite humanity through their own unique story, talking about your ignite moment, what inspired you, what motivated you, what moved you. And hopefully that book will absolutely speak to people all over the globe about how they too can ignite humanity in their lives. If you'd like to know about the schools we're building, check out our website. Also, every single dollar you donate buys a brick for one of our schools overseas in third world countries. We use recycled blocks from out of the land, recycled plastic from out of the landfills to build our blocks. And so we truly love this initiative, both igniting the environment and igniting literacy and igniting kids and igniting the world. We'd love for you to be a part of that. And most importantly, on May 16th and 17th, we're going to be in Las Vegas doing our Gather-Rama event, where we're igniting lives through our books, through our branding, and we're teaching you about your business, how to pivot, how to have those breakthroughs, and how to ignite your life. If you'd like to come to Las Vegas, May 16th and 17th, we would love to see you there. Well, thank you so much. I hope you're going to have a great weekend. Go out and do something to ignite your lives. Create some connections this weekend. Reach out to Butta on her website, and we would love, love, love to hear from you. Have a great day and take care, everybody. Blessings to you.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.